Okay guys, I want to start with a big announcement, and a lot of you have been asking me about this, and I want to say thank you for waiting patiently. And the good news is that it's finally here. I've got merch. So check out the link below in the comments and you'll be able to choose the style, the color that you want, the design. There's so many great Harry and me items that you can pick up for yourself, your neighbor, your friend. Great for gifts, great for men, great for women, great for kids. So yeah, please do shop till you drop, basically, and enjoy. So on the topic of clothing, it was noticed that in the previous program, I was wearing a black shirt with like a white kind of design lettering on it, and that I'd actually worn that shirt a few times in the past in some other videos that you can see. Actually, most of the other videos I've been in, I'm wearing that shirt, and I've probably worn it too much, that it's getting, some people think it's my only shirt, basically. So sad to say that I am retiring that shirt. The time has come, really. It's done its job, but it's time to give other shirts a chance, you know? So I have prepared a little package to kind of give it the send-off it deserves. And now it's time for this episode's video game review. I reviewed the Pin game, which is currently available on iOS and Android. Immediately, this game feels familiar. It's a rescue the princess style cliche with overused monster stereotypes. But lurking beneath this facade is a subtle exploration of isolation, identity, and trauma. Yet, before one is able to meditate on this vast and intricate subject matter, suddenly a hand breaks the fourth wall, and we are reminded of the separation between the self and the perception of self in the digital age. And that leads me to the most glaring issue in the game: its utter lack of representation. Not only is there no diversity in the characters, but the inability to change the age, race, or gender of the omniscient hand is simply unforgivable in 2021. Nevertheless, Pin Game is a breathtakingly honest reverie that delves into delicate yet brutal territory and is sure to resonate for years to come. 4 stars. Okay, so I want to get into talking about some things that have been happening in the world recently. Yet before I do need to talk about something that happened in episode 1 that someone brought my attention to. And that is when I was talking about the sensational Japanese pop group Arashi, I used an image that I found on the internet of the Arashi boys. Now, apparently that can get you in a bit of hot water in terms of copyright, and so I don't want to get any of these videos taken down. So again, just a disclaimer that from now on, any time celebrities' likenesses are used in the program, they will strictly be artist renderings. Okay? So let's get into some world news. The app Clubhouse has soared in popularity recently, thanks to support from people like Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and Malcolm Gladwell. The Clubhouse app is very exclusive. I hosted my first Clubhouse last week, and it went pretty well. It was very exclusive. I was the only one in it. And strictly speaking, my Clubhouse was not in the app itself. It was just in a Zoom room. So I do want to say, if anyone has any Clubhouse invites and you kind of want to send one my way, like I'd be happy to accept it, you know. But if not, that's cool. Like that's, you know, it's not important to me. Or like I don't even care, you know. So whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Oprah is also on Clubhouse. Yeah, and she did an interview with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle recently. Yeah, that's it. So now it's time for my interview with Elizabeth Hickey. I sat down with her and we discussed colour and a range of other topics. Please enjoy. Okay. All right, guys, I have a real special treat today. A friend of mine, Elizabeth Hickey, has joined us, and she is an expert in colour, and she's here to talk to us about how colour can affect our mood and how it can really change the way we look at videos and images. So we'll get into that in a moment, but Elizabeth, thank you for joining me. How have you been?
Hey Harry. Yeah, I'm good. How are you? What time is it there?
It's midday. It's just on 1 o'clock. Yeah. What time? How about where you are?
It's just past midnight on Thursday. Sorry, I thought we said we were gonna do this at like 9 p.m.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, thanks for that. Sorry, just things come up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so whereabouts are you still in Portland, Oregon?
Oh no, I'm in New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Where like in New York State or city, or whereabouts are you?
I guess both. Technically I'm in New York State and I'm also in New York City.
Yep. Which part are you living in?
I live in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice place, or
my apartment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Area. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Great. So, all right. So let's talk about color and your, I guess, your experience in color. So, firstly, what is color?
Colors are refractions of light from different frequencies that our eyes can absorb.
Okay. Good. And as a color corrector, what do you do with? How do you use color in your work?
I'm what's called a colorist, not a color. A color corrector is like a tool that you would use in the software. So just, you know, make a note of that. I'm a colorist.
Okay.
No, not literally.
There are some color correctors. That is another job as well, though, right?
No, incorrect.
Okay, so as a colorist, what do you do?
Do you use Instagram? Are you an Instagram user?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Are you aware of the Instagram filters on the app?
No. Let's talk about a more practical example. So before we met today, I sent you an original kind of ad that I made, and so we'll have a look at the original, and then we'll have a look at your color corrected version. Okay. All right. So let's
say my work. You can just call it, you know.
It will look at your work, but first let's look at the. If I can try to bring up the original.
Okay, so that was the original, and immediately after you saw that, what did you identify that you needed to kind of change or fix?
I mean, honestly, my first reaction, and this doesn't often happen to me, my first reaction when I saw the video, I was kind of overwhelmed because I wasn't like even sure where to start. For one thing, it totally has the wrong kind of tint for being shot obviously in daylight, and yet you kind of
Oh,
have this like cool blue tone to it, that just totally makes no sense for the time of day. Furthermore, and this isn't even like a color problem, but your composition is pretty awkward. You know, it's like you have a huge frame and you're the spokesperson or whatever, and you're just kind of shunted off to the right. And honestly, where my eye is drawn in this image is to the apartment building behind you.
mm,
And like that's totally antithetical to the ad, right? Like I should be looking at you, but more than that, I should be looking at the can in your hand, that red can. And I just totally don't even notice it. So
sure. Okay.
right.
Well, I think we're getting a bit off the topic of color, but because I guess
How
other
you this is how you analyze an image, especially for advertising, because the point is to draw the viewer's eye to a product. That's like literally the whole point.
okay. Well, all right. Well, let's see your version and see if that's any better. Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to watch your version. It looks like some of the frames were dropped in your work, either what you did.
No.
Was no?
No.
So yeah, I want to say thank you for sharing your work today. I thought my audience are going to really
You keep saying that.
enjoy that.
What audience? Who's watching this? Like your parents?
Oh no, just all my followers and people have been following me. Because I'm just been creating a lot of content recently, trying to get people, trying to kind of drum up support for the show, and yeah.
Uh-huh.
Thanks for being on the show. It was great to see you and hear about your work. So where can people follow you?
I don't need followers. For color, I'm like gainfully employed at a company, so you'll see my work online.
Okay. Well, there you go. You guys heard it. Yeah. And as we talked about earlier, I'm also pretty flush with followers myself. I don't necessarily need any more. So I did want to say thank you for being on the show, and as you won't be leaving empty-handed. So you're going to walk away today with your very own piece of Harry and Me merch. So let me just. So I'm going to give you a choice. We have two options. You can either choose the proud member of the Harry Army shirt, or we can go with In Harry We Trust mug. So really your choice. Really high quality clothing. So I think that, if you want to go with the blousey shirt, that's a great choice. But if you want to go with the mug, yeah, let me know. So which do you think is better?
The mug.
Thanks for jumping aboard and explaining your everything about color.
Yeah. I feel like we didn't even get into it, but you're welcome. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay, before I go today, let's look at what the streaming services are offering in March. Netflix has come out with some new series such as Last Chance U Basketball, Pacific Rim The Black, and Waffles Plus Mochi. Over at Amazon Prime Video, they're releasing the sequel to Coming to America, along with the comic book saga Invincible, and Spanish drama La Templanza. While at Apple TV, they're bringing... still nothing from them yet, but they'll come out with something eventually, so we just need to be patient. And that's it for today. So, thanks for watching, and make sure to take a look at the link below in the comments and pick up some great merch for yourself. Goodbye.